Where does the live action model come in?
Well, the live action model, once we have sequences that are okay to go into production, Ron and John felt strongly that the live action model would be a good source of reference for us, because we're dealing with a human character, and human characters tend to be, the most difficult unless they're very, cartoony or broad, and Ariel was more of on the, more realistic side. And that's, at Disney, has been something that they've been doing for years, going all the way back to Snow White. They would bring in models because Walt always believed in the idea that you have to study the real in order to caricature it, in order to do your animation. So, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, most of the human characters like that, there was some live action footage shot as an aid to the animators. What is often misunderstood is that people think you just trace it. You shoot it and you just trace it. And you can't do that. It's a very interesting phenomena. You may have a wonderfully, acted scene with a live actor, and if you just trace it, it just dies. For some reason, when it goes into animation that way, it's just completely lifeless. So the trick is taking what you can from the live action, but yet you have to inject it full of all the principles and emotion that the animators bring to animation, as if they were starting with a complete blank piece of paper. But it comes early in the process. We would sit down, look at the boards, and say, okay, we're going to do these scenes today. And then we would have Sherry come in, and she would kind of, basically, in a sense, go through the motions. We would, looks kind of like a very small live action shoot, but we were using a videotape. And if I'm not there on the set, Glenn was there, or both of us, and we're working with the directors, we're working with the actors, saying, I have an idea, could you try it this way, or could you do something like this? And then the actors are also, putting their 2 cents in, and say, well, I have I kind of feel this way about it, or in that. So it's just it's a very collaborative, way of working in that sense. But it's a tool. It's just an aid to working with particularly more realistic human characters that works well for us.
What do you think it is about this character Ariel that has made her so popular? Why do you think people have reacted to her the way they have?
That's always hard to say, in terms of what it is about a character that people react to. For me, I think that Ariel kind of represents something that we've all gone through. I mean, we've all been teenagers. We've all kind of gone through that, rebellious stage, if you will, where you're kind of torn between being a young adult and yet you're still, very much a child inside, and you're starting to think more independently, and you're thinking about your future and your dreams and all those kind of things. And I think the story and her situation, I think from that point of view, it's very appealing to people, because I would say most people have gone through something very similar to that, in their lives, and I think they, can identify with the character. And once, whatever it is, the audience can identify with that character, then, the magic starts to happen. And they forget that it's, drawings and paint. They go, oh, they're feeling for the character and the situation.